Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome
Hi.
to episode 3 of She Comes First.
Oh,
Three
that's six, I
already?
guess. But
I know, right? Like, how are we on the 3rd episode already?
I know, what? Time flies when you're having fun.
or when you've been sick, like our poor Sophia.
Ignore my lovely voice that I've got going on and my rosy nose.
She's a little nasally right now.
Little nasally.
She's still cute, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. You're good, girl. You're good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So as always, I'm Stacy, the
I'm
romance book newbie.
I'm Sophia. I'm the novice. What am I? Sophomore. I've been reading it, but I'm still kind of new.
And I'm Alexandria, the experienced. And funny story, when I was back home this weekend, my cousins listened to our podcast and they were telling me how they were laughing about the fact that we had like the newbie, the sophomore, and the experienced. They were like, that is actually so neat. And I was like, I know, like Stacy came up with that, but it was so funny to hear my younger cousins are listening to our podcast. I was like, okay, like cool guys.
I love it. Shout out your cousins.
Right?
I hope they're listening to this one too.
And I'm the old one and have the least experience. Who would have thought? I must have been living under that rock. I don't know.
You just need Alexandra in your life. This is my thing for everybody.
You know, you are what I didn't realize that was missing in my life. Let's be honest.
Right?
I agree.
And I was about to say, and same to both of you. Okay, this is gonna become. This is
like so mushy. Holy crap!
Let's get into the steam. Let's go.
Yeah. So what book are we talking about, Alexandria?
We are talking about Heartless by Elsie Silver. So this is the second book to the Chestnut Spring series. So the first one was our very first episode, which was Flawless. Now we're doing Heartless, and then soon we'll be doing Powerless because it releases on February 10th.
And we're all about what do you call that? What do they call it in the book world?
Which
series?
Yes,
it's like
it's a series.
Like series. See,
a series.
Yeah. I can't. Listen, I've worked all day. The brain is fried right now. Okay, we're lucky that we're making sentences. Well, are we though? I don't know. Yeah, that's fine.
I might just make sounds. We'll see.
Now, me being a newbie, I gotta say, this book, woo, she was spicy, but I really liked it too, though.
Right? This one was good. I personally preferred this one over the first one, I have to admit.
I love this one. Like, I loved it. The first one I loved, but this one I loved.
I feel it. And then the third one, we're going to love. And then the fourth one, we're going to love.
Yes.
But, who would, anyway, I know that Alexandria has prepared some questions for us, so why don't we dig into it before we give away the whole bag about the book?
Yes. So as a reminder, everyone, spoilers may happen. So stop now if you don't want to be spoiled by this amazing book, because it is amazing, but we do try to keep it pretty tame, but like we probably won't. Let's be real here. So hopefully you just enjoy this. And if you've read it, let us know what your thoughts are, because we always want to know. But let's get to the first question. So I have to ask this because it's just how did Cade's ex make you feel?
First days.
Yeah, the word hatred comes to mind. You know, how did that happen comes to mind. As the Gen Z say, it was giving me selfish bitch.
Yep.
Yes.
Say it louder for those in the back.
Selfish. That's a tongue twister, bitch. Try saying that 3 times. It's hard.
I believe it.
Yeah.
No, she was rough. Like, I just hate. And like Stacey, you're a mom, so you're probably like completely like hell no to this bitch because you put your child first in every way. So like this girl, the fact that she would only pop in just to make herself look good with her kid and like constantly letting him down. I was just getting really irritated with her, and she was driving me bonkers. And I just did not like her.
Yeah,
me either. And I hated also how she had some like kind of like superior complex over everybody else in the family. Like she's like, I'm living in the city. What do you even do here for fun? I'm like, I would much rather live out in the middle of nowhere than in a big city, you know? I'm like, what do you mean?
Right?
I mean, honey, you're living in Calgary.
True.
Which is like the Hamilton of the West. So like, I mean,
no offense to our Hamilton watchers or
yeah,
Calgary watchers.
well, I mean, they know. If you live in the Hammer, you know.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, you live in the Hammer, you kind of know
one street named Barton. Hello. Yeah, kind of going back a step though, I guess we should explain the second book in this series is about Willa and Cade. So Cade is Rhett's older brother, and Willa is the spicy girlfriend of Summer in the first book, who she has a lot of like spicy like text messages with throughout the book. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
And well, we can also give some context to the fact that Willa starts nannying for Cade because he has a son. So like there's that whole boundary between like now being boss and employee, and then there's also forced proximity because she lives with them. So there's just a lot going on between these two because they're forced to be with one another. She's technically, that's her boss. But then her best friend is Summer, which is also Cade's sister-in-law. So it's kind of like, uh-oh.
Yeah. And the woman that we were talking about, the mom that refers to the first question, was Cade's first wife. I guess they were married. Yeah, I think they were married. Yeah. And who had a child who you met in the first book as well. Can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. Old lady problems.
Yep, there we go.
Hashtag old lady problems. Little Luke. Anyway, so this woman basically gives birth to little Luke, who's adorable. And then is like, says to Cade, dog or kid, and pieces out.
Deuces.
Who does that?
And then just shows up for his birthday every year. Like, who are you? Showing up on the biggest day of his little life.
And then, but doesn't she still act like super jealous when she meets Willa? Like, isn't she still like really protective, like, or possessive, should I say, over Cade? And it's kind of like, like, what's happening? Like,
you know what it was for me too is like, so in the book, Luke has a birthday party, and this woman comes, makes her grand entrance, makes Willa feel like a piece of crap. And then she leaves and she doesn't even say goodbye to her son. Like, again, who does that?
Oh, that's so true. That definitely happened. Oh my God.
My heart was breaking.
I know, my heart really broke in this instance because I was like, girl, like, don't even bother coming. Because then it's just like building Luke up to something and it just makes him feel like shit after. Like, I'm like, kids are smart. They know. Like, I could not stand that woman.
No. And he's like 7. I'm like, he's going to remember those moments.
Exactly. Those are the core memories that are being created.
They are. Yeah.
Exactly. He'll just remember his mom leaving every damn time.
Oh. Yeah, she's the worst.
The worst. Were you going to put her on like the top for like worst character in the series?
Yes.
Well, there's I don't know. The guy from the last book is also pretty bad.
Yeah, he might be the worst for me.
I don't know.
They're both trash, and they deserve to burn in a trash can. There we go.
Maybe it's because I'm a mom. I just like to me, I can't even fathom that. Like, my daughter is my life. Like, 1000%. Like,
true.
And
so she's just overall icks.
Yeah.
We
would be having a conversation.
Yeah, I agree. So the second question. Let's move on from that nasty woman, and I'm going to ask you guys, how do you feel the title related to the book?
I get it, because, like, Cade was heartless before Willa.
Or so he thought.
Or so he thought. I feel like it related more than the flawless title did, actually, for me. I like the correlation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really, I think it refers to, because in the book title, they have heart.less, right? So when you look at it, it was like Cade was heartless, but then there's heart, and I don't know what the less is. I'm not that smart right now, but you know what I mean? Like, that's what comes to mind.
Yeah, he went from heartless to just having a heart.
Yeah,
that's
true.
Like it. I like it too. I'm done with both of your options. Like, I feel like it was like a mixture of being like the fact that I connected it to Cade and just for how grumpy he was, because he was definitely a grumpy character. So I definitely feel like that's definitely aligned with him. I felt like Willow was full of life, I feel like maybe she was lacking that like heart back at her, and maybe that's where she needed like Cade to come in and like love.
Little finger kisses. She needed somebody's heart to love. She was also heartless.
There we go. See, boom. We kind of made it make sense.
Like sand through the hourglass. These are the days of our lives. I should preface for the audience too. Alexandria prepares these questions for us, but Sophia and I have no idea what she's going to ask us. So we're ill prepared. So if our answers seem a little bit like, what? You know what? Yeah.
It's all a surprise.
Yeah.
I even asked to see them before to prepare.
And I was like, no.
We got to keep it organic.
Yeah.
Organic. I'm like a test prepper. I like to prepare.
Yeah, she is.
Well, then maybe for the next book, you come up with the questions and then you can prepare yourself.
Ooh, deal.
Ooh. Yeah, you're like, absolutely, yes, I will do it so I can be prepared.
Yes, I will.
Oh man. Okay, so now the third question, which is probably one of my favorites. What was your
what are
favorite?
these hands? For the people that can't see, she's got these little mini hands.
Oh, those I have my sleeves up.
Yes.
So for anyone that can't see, I have my sleeves halfway up my hand right now. So like all you can see is my fingers, and I talk with my hands. Yeah. So I just look like a little minion.
Little hands.
Little crabs.
Yeah, it's really cold in our place right now, so I'm just kind of like trying to keep myself. I could grab a sweater, but like I don't feel like it. So whatever.
Fair.
So indoor the little hands. Okay, next question. Moving on. What was your favorite part of the book? I will happily answer this first because this has been on my mind the entire time since I've read this book.
Okay,
mine is the hot tub scene. Like the what? Like the one I know the one. The bathing suit, Cade. That was like that first scene. I was like, oh my god, we're doing this, and it was just like the perfect amount of spice. Like it wasn't the full blown spice, but it was like a tease. But you were like, oh my god, did I like you just all the flutters in that little tiny scene from that damn hot tub.
Honestly, Elsie Silver does a really good job at building that anticipation.
I agree.
Like she actually gets into like what people would or how they would be reacting very well. Like to the point where like you can very easily visualize it. And I was thinking today that you were going to ask this question just because I just know you anyway. And I was like, oh yeah, I think that hot tub scene. But then I came up with another because I knew the hot tub scene. I was like, how can you not? Like, hello.
Right. Yeah. Like literally, hello.
Like, spice was off the Richter scale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Soph?
Okay, mine. Okay, I'm between two. So I'm gonna say both. I love when they have their little time apart because can I give like the biggest spoiler?
Yeah. People know. The big spoiler coming.
Big spoiler coming. Because Willa finds out she's pregnant and she's like freaks out, obviously. And then Cade like doesn't really handle it well because he's kind of in shell shock, even though he's like totally like with it. Like he wants to be a great dad.
Yeah, he's a great dad.
He already is. But she like goes back to her apartment in the city for a bit. And then when she comes home, I think they like they painted their whole sidewalk with little like arts that her and Luke did while she was babysitting him or nannying for him all summer. And then Cade and Luke did it as like a permanent little thing on the walkway. And then Willa comes home to it.
I love that. It's so funny. You are definitely, out of the three of us, you're like the romantic. You love the sweet moments. And I'm like the like psycho over here being like spice, hot tub.
Like I almost loved like Willa and Luke's relationship more because they were just so cute.
They were adorable, and that's the reason. Like I used to not like that whole like single parent trope. Like that was never really my thing. But then last year I got into more of them, and then this one was like peak for me. I was like, this is amazing. Oh my gosh, the single parent trope, especially when the relationship between the kid and the other like significant other is really good, and you just start to fall in love with them too, and it's like a whole other relationship. Even though it's focusing on the one relationship, there's two going on.
Yes, I totally agree. Like I loved their relationship. And then My other favorite scene was probably honestly the very ending when they have the baby and Luke gets to be a big brother. And I honestly want like just one more chapter where you get to see like the kid and his like toddlers and Luke being like the best big brother ever, and like a little snapshot of their perfect little family in their little cottage house.
I mean, the perk is that we're getting 2 more books, so we probably will see some cute scenes. I'm really hoping so. I'm gonna cry.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
God,
Yeah, I think so.
Kate,
Yeah.
but wait, I need to talk to you guys about something, which is still related to Elsie Silver's books, because I'm reading her other series that came out before this one. So it's the Gold Rush series, and I just finished book 1. But do you guys remember Violet? So Rhett and Cade's sister.
Yes. Yeah.
So do you remember how there's like, we're getting the tidbits of like how there's something going on with her and Jasper, which is the book that's coming out. But then also remember how she's going through like she's in a relationship where she's going to get married or something.
Isn't that their cousin that's getting married?
Sloane.
Sloane.
Oh, is it Sloane?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm getting myself all mixed up.
Because Sloane is the one who, she's getting married to some not so good guy, it sounds like from the sneak peek, but she secretly loves Jasper.
Yeah. Jasper secretly loves her.
Oh, Jasper definitely loves her. Oh, we don't know what happened. We don't know what's happened there, but that's for next podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys help clear that up, because this entire book I was reading, I was like, wait, I'm like, am I like mixing them up? Because I thought Violet was Sloane, so I was like, what the hell's going on in this? But now that makes a lot more sense now. See, this is why I need to talk through my clarifications, because I read those books a while ago, so I'm like,
and what's happening? Read 1,000 books in between.
We got you, girl. We got you.
Maybe.
All right, you want to hear my favorite?
Yes.
So yeah, I think there is a theme here. So Alexandria is very much the spice, and Sophia is the sweetheart. And I woke up and I chose violence because I really like the scene where Willa pushes that little bully kid into the pool.
Yes. Okay, I was wondering if that was this book. I was thinking about that, and I was like, is that this book? I was like, I don't know if that's this book, but now that you mentioned it, yes.
Oh, that was gold. Yeah, as a mom, I was like, I would totally do that.
And I feel like I could picture that scene so well.
But yeah.
Yeah.
She does write exceptionally well with visualizing everything. Like, you feel like you're watching a movie 100% with the way she writes.
Yeah.
Because I remember that scene vividly, and her just like shoving a kid in the pool. I'm like, absolutely.
So to set it up for the audience, Willa drops Luke off, or no, Willa's at a birthday party with Luke, and some little bratty kid whose birthday it is decides to bully Luke. And I think they even threw Luke into the pool. Mm-hmm. And then Willa's like not having it. And so then she threw the kid in the pool, and then the mom of the kid was all like, ah! But like, it's like,
mom lost her rocker.
I mean, maybe check your child. Just gonna say. My other favorite scene, it's kind of in line with Sophia's, but so Willa tells Cade that she's pregnant, and she finds a carrot in her purse, and I just thought that was hilarious. And the whole time he's like, why do you have a carrot in your purse? Like, and he doesn't find out until she leaves and then comes back why she had a carrot in her purse. But it was just a very funny banter, and Elsie Silver does a really good job. Like, I was legit reading this book and laughing, and I can't remember a book where I was like physically laughing out loud while I was reading it, because it's just, because Cade is so serious. You wouldn't think there was so much humor in this, but maybe it's the Willa factor, because she's so light and airy and hilarious with her one-liners that it just, chef's kiss. Ah.
I agree. I definitely think there was a really good balance of angst to like, comedy to sweetness. Like, it all balanced itself out really well. And I do like that you said that we all three of us are in different directions. Stacey chooses violence, Sophia chooses sweetness, and I choose spice. And it's for the triangle of what you want in a beautiful book.
Honestly, so true. You need the violence and humor. You need the sweet. You need the spice.
Yep.
Right? You need it all. It's like a little triangle. These are the things we need.
All right, hit us up, girlfriend. Anything
all right,
else?
this is the last question I have, and this we can see
where are the little fingers?
The little fingers.
The little fingers.
Yeah. Little fingers.
Sophia, you must do the little fingers too.
Everyone has to do the little fingers.
Oh.
She swaps. One hand. Okay, so the last one. This is just like a funny romance community question, just because this is his nickname. But do we all agree that Daddy Cade is an accurate name for him?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Like,
for sure.
He seems, I think he just, like, okay, so in the book, it's revealed that he hasn't gotten any in like 3 years.
Oh, right.
And he was pent up. That boy was, and when he's like a volcano. Or, or another analogy, and this is for my older people, we unleashed the Kraken. Like, it was just like, woo.
Actually, you're killing me, because that's also another thing in the romance community, because the Kraken is another hot spot in the romance community.
What? Okay, give me the tea on this. How?
Okay, the Kraken, that's the like
connect
octopus.
The dots.
That's like the octopus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So there's romances of guys with tentacles, and so that's a
no. Kraken is the from Clash of the Titans, and they're like, release the Kraken. It comes out of the sea. Was he an octopus?
Yeah, it's like they have, but it has like tentacles and stuff. Yeah. I'm imagining the sea monster, and that's something like the Kraken. Yeah, there's a romance trope for that. It's within the monster
everyone
romance.
Who is listening to this, if you could see the look on Sophia's face right now, it is like,
I'm just trying to Google what a Kraken is.
All right. Well, again, doing the research.
So I'm on step 1.
One of our books, what we're going to do is we're going to read a monster romance, just because they are wild, but so much fun. And I just love them.
Should we choose like werewolf over vampire though? Because I'm a total werewolf.
That's like your paranormal. I'm talking like more. Okay, I guess that would work. Yeah. That's more your paranormal, but I guess they'd still be monsters.
Yeah.
But like there's better monsters than werewolves and vampires, I have to say. Like a Kraken.
Like a Kraken.
Like a Kraken. Actually, oh my god, I know what book we can read. Never mind. And it's a werewolf. We're good. I know.
Hold on though. I'm just going back to the Kraken for a second. Did either one of you guys see that trope video on TikTok this past week with the woman?
Nope.
I googled what it meant, but heck no, I did not see it.
I happened to see it, and holy crow. So viewer beware. Do not Google or look up woman with trout. Because
in Australia?
I thought she was in South Africa.
Somewhere.
Oh no, it was Tanzania. I think you're right. Yeah.
Don't.
Whoa. You do not want to watch that. Nope. It's just a whole lot of WRONG wrong.
I'm like, what is that spelled?
Yep, that's what I was doing in my head. I'm like,
I was doing the same thing when I was spelling it. I'm like, I hope I'm spelling this.
You can tell it's the end of the day for us, eh?
Yeah, for sure.
But also, I'm not looking it up. You were both messaging me about it, and I was like, no.
No, stay away. Oh
I'm going to stay.
I mean, ignorance. It's basically like a woman puts a trout up her hoo-ha.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
She couldn't just get like a vibrator that looked like a fish?
I mean, honestly, it's like, what did that trout ever do to you? Like, he's lived his whole life. He went from a little tadpole, or whatever they call them, little baby fishies. And then he's just minding his own business. And she just thought, today, I chose.
Who has that thought? Like
weirdness. Look at Alexandria. Yeah, anyway, so the whole Kraken thing just got me thinking about that.
Yeah, no, thank you.
A Kraken book.
I politely decline.
Anyway, you were talking about monster romances, and then we just kind of went off on a crank.
I mean, that poor fish. I just not. It probably felt like it was being grabbed by a monster because of what was happening.
Yes!
So,
like, yeah. Anyway,
taking fish to a whole new level, man. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway.
Also, in Twilight, then, speaking of werewolves and vampires, are we all Team Jacob?
No.
Yes. No. Thank you very much. So, Alexandria, if you don't know, this past weekend put out a poll, and she's all like, Team Edward, please. And I'm like, no.
Okay, you know what? We're going to post a poll on our Instagram stories tonight just to see what happens. Because let me tell you, on my polls, Edward won.
No.
What? Yes, I can show you proof. I'm going to go grab my phone.
One, the guy needs
We're going to the archives.
Taylor Lautner was like my childhood crush. And Ashton Kutcher.
He was my old lady, wish I was younger, you know, and it would be possible crush. But like, you know, it's fine. Like, yeah.
Robert Pattinson.
Are you posting it right now?
No, I'm going back to my archive to see who won.
Yeah, you gotta tell us who wins.
I will. It's not loading.
She okay, while she's doing that, I'm going to set up.
Can't believe you guys are Team Jacob.
Yeah. Anybody
that should have been our first question before we started this podcast.
Going back to Heartless. Focus.
Look at this. Look at 71% for Edward and 29 for Team Jacob. We had 110 votes on Edward and 46 on Jacob.
Well, if you put it on Who Comes First tonight, I'm telling you Jacob's going to win. Mostly because I'm going to go to all the accounts I manage, and I'm going to go Jacob. Well,
and I'll just go to all of mine, and I'll say Edward.
But there's 2 Jacobs over here.
If you all don't know, our day jobs is working in social media, so this is why we're talking this way. All right,
that's why we have 18 accounts.
I mean, we all kind of did we love Heartless? Did we not love Heartless?
Yes,
big love,
big love.
Yeah, boy. If I could have like made our girl blow up,
I know,
as an animation, that would have happened because
put a little hat on her and it's awesome.
It just goes poof.
And we should, like you mentioned it last time we did an Elsie Silver novel, but can you talk about the cover art too, because it's just beautiful.
Oh my gosh, they are beautiful. So these are actually like original photos taken, and her one for Powerless is so beautiful, but they're all like beautifully and like originals, and I'm obsessed with them.
Yeah, so amazing. And the fact that they like get like the actual like, you know, because
people
going back to this, hold please,
they're not stocks, which is also amazing.
Wrong one. Anyway,
hello Flawless. I love that cover too, though.
But like, okay, so going back to Flawless, just because that's what my computer decided to put up. I have to say that the way that she's represented these characters in the book, I don't know how she did it, but she found people that looked exactly how I envisioned they looked.
Right?
In the book. And that blew my mind.
Right? The covers, like the people on the covers adequately represent the characters in the books.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
100%. I was like, how is this even possible?
I know, literally. That's like, and like, you know, as an author, like that's your goal. Like you're like, I want, like, at least for me, it's like you want the people on your book to represent who you're picturing in your head. And obviously it doesn't happen because a lot of authors have to use stock photos, and it's really hard to like search through millions of photos to try and find that one photo that you think would represent your character. But Elsie kills it every time. Like 100%. Even the Jasper, like the Powerless cover, absolutely, that's Jasper, and I think it's Sloan, right? So yeah, so they did.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't seen the Powerless cover? Oh my god, girl, I'll send it your way.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, next show, what are we going to tackle?
Oh,
we're still waiting for Powerless to come out, are we not?
Yeah, we're waiting until February 10th, so we've got some time. So we need to have some other topics that we can discuss.
We'll get our brainstorming on.
Yeah, so we'll keep it as a surprise for our audience. But next week, fam.
Next week.
Look at me.
And also, oh God. But also, if anyone has any suggestions of topics, let us know, because we're always happy to take on new stuff and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking something music related since we did movies.
Yeah, I was thinking music too.
Music, and then we need to do one on TV shows, because like TV shows is pretty good too.
Maybe we do TV.
Yeah. Or a whole thing on The Bachelor.
I don't watch The Bachelor.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I could do a whole episode on The Bachelor.
Yeah. It'll just be Sophia talking, being like, okay, and.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us this week. Until next time.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You.